and welcome to In the Lab. So today, Mr. Walker's got a surprise for me. I've got no idea what's going on, but we have this little contraption. It looks like some shiny foil. Could you help explain what that we're doing today?
I certainly can't explain. I do enjoy this. You might have heard of a Van de Graaf generator in the past. You often see them on TV. They've got a band that runs and a silver dome on top, and people always put their hands on the top while it's running, and the hair stands on air. That's on end. Hair stands on end, if I can get my words out. That's a Van de Graaf generator, and it's all working on the principle of static electricity. Now this is exactly the same, but on a small scale. So when I press this button here, you might be able to hear, I'm going to move closer, a little buzzing noise. Sounds a bit like a razor. It's not. It's a band running around very fast, and it's building up a static charge in the end of this little stick. So it's just like a Van de Graaf generator, but it doesn't affect your hair. But what we can do is this. Now, any idea, sir, why this is happening? Bearing in mind you've never seen this before, but oh, it's stuck to you, and that's happened as well. Let's try it again. Have a think while we do it again. Can sir, explain what is happening? Can even make it stick to the cameraman. Oh, there we go, and it's fallen. Any idea, sir, what's going on there?
So it doesn't. You said there's a band in there that's rubbing around. Is it a bit like taking a balloon and rubbing it on your head and pulling it apart? Is that electrostatic?
Electrostatic attraction. You've got it. It is about static electricity. It works in the same way. We're building up a charge on here, and then when I throw this in the air, this hasn't got a charge on it to start with, but once it's in the air, nothing's touching it, I then touch the end of this stick onto here. The charge from here jumps or transfers onto here. So say if a negative charge built up, it might be positive or negative, but it's going to be only one way. If a negative charge builds up here and I touch this and this becomes negatively charged, what do two opposites do?
They repel.
They repel, just like when you do magnets, north and south poles. So I'll do that again, touch it, and it repels. So now I can move the stick near it, negative charge, it repels, but it'll stick to me, because the charge can earth itself through me to the floor, through the building, to the earth. That's where everything is earth. That's why we call it earthing, because it goes to the earth. And we can do it multiple times. We can do it as long as we've built up a charge here. As soon as I touch the end, we have got opposing charges, and it will move. In fact, it might even possibly go high enough to touch the ceiling. If I build up enough charge and repel it enough, it's going to go to the wall, and it's earthed itself through the wall down to the earth, and as soon as the charge dissipates, it falls off. There's nothing to make it stick to the wall instead. All about static electricity. Would you like a go, sir? I think you would.
Absolutely.
I knew he would. I'm going to let you have a go. Takes a bit of practice. Make sure. That's it. You've got it. Charge it in the air. That's
Incredible how it expands into that bow tie shape.
Yes. Well, the reason for that is all the negative charge is spread through the shape itself, and as we've said, like charges repel. So all the negative charge wants to move as far as it can away from itself. So it spreads the shape out, and it becomes as big as it can, because all the charges are repelling as well as from the stick. They're repelling from each other, and that's why we get this kind of spread out shape like that. Quite fun, isn't it? And it will literally earth on anything. It'll earth on the ceiling, through the walls to the floor. It'll earth on me. It'll earth on literally anything as long as it goes to the floor. While it's in the air, the charge remains, and the charge remains on that as well. The other thing we can do, or rather, I'm going to ask Sir what he thinks is going to happen. What happens if I throw this in the air, I charge the stick, I then touch the table, then go back to the shape again? What's going to happen?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. I'm good at good questions.
Will it discharge and then not affect it anymore?
What will discharge?
Will your stick discharge its charge, and then it won't affect foil anymore?
Let's find out. Good hypothesis. We like hypotheses here at King's. Let's build up a charge on there, throw it up, touch the shape, move it up. Didn't repel. So as soon as I touch this, you're quite right, just like the charge repels off the shape, when the shape touches a person or the wall, the charge will dispel off the stick to the earth, and then there's no like charge to repel. It will just land on it again. So yeah, you've got to be very careful that you keep the charge here, you keep the charge there, and then they will repel. As soon as you lose one of them, no static electricity anymore, so you can't do the fun little trick. There you go, nice bit of science there. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.